What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Anthony X, and I'm back with another video. This is my second time recording this video. The reason is the first time was literally after I got done watching it, and I was too hyped. Like, I felt like I was so hyped after that movie. That video, I was just really rambling. I didn't give y'all an actual overview, or not even an overview. I didn't give y'all an exact, what am I trying to say? You know, I didn't give y'all an actual review of what I'm trying to say because I was just recapping everything, right? So I'm actually gonna give y'all an actual review in this video. All right, so look, I am going to start off by saying Demon Slayer Infinity Castle was the best anime movie. It was. And I'm not talking about though one time like Naruto, like you know how Naruto had the movie, right? But like it wasn't really canon to the story that we were watching. I'm talking about actual canon events that's taking place. Demon Slayer was the best anime movie. It was. Infinity Castle. Mugen Train actually had the title before that, but Infinity Castle is now number one, and let me tell you why. First of all, before I jump in, it's spoiler heavy, so if you haven't watched it, go watch that movie, or if you don't care, man, just chill with us, you know what I'm saying? First of all, the boxing. We have to talk about the boxing. We got three cold battles. The first one, what? Okay, I'm not talking about, you know, when the Hashira was fighting like them lower level demons. I'm talking about actual fights. We saw Shinobu fight Doma, the upper second demon, the upper two demon. Did she have any business fighting him? No, she didn't. But she stood on business, and that's what I wanted to see. I ain't gonna lie, I thought she was gonna get killed way faster than she actually got killed. Because look, if we're talking about order of which demon is stronger, right? Muzan is number one, obviously. He created all the other demons. The upper one demon, who I'm pretty sure, and look, I'm not spoiling nothing because I don't know. I'm trying not to get stuff spoiled for us. I think the upper one demon is Yurichi, right? Like, it just looks like him. Unless he had a twin brother, and then, ooh, maybe Yurichi was like the sun, and the upper demon, one demon was like the moon, and they were like twin. Ooh, that'll be clean, because Yurichi created sun breathing, right? I'm just saying, that makes sense. That makes sense. And maybe they were brothers. I'm just saying, that makes sense. Anyway, if we're supposed to say that, you know, in terms of like, which one is the coldest, we got the upper one, then we got Doma, then we got Akaza, right? I know Shinobu's not hanging with Akaza. So it's no way she should have hung with Doma as long as she did. It's just no way. But she stood on business. Her poison technique was working at first, but then Doma, like, you know, he's just too smart and too strong to fall for that too many times. And at some point he was playing with her. And similar to the way that Akaza was playing with Rengoku, you know, my boy Rengoku, similar to that, I think that was happening there. But that was a cold battle. I'm happy that it happened clean. Is Doma gonna kill Konoha? Yes, he is. Easily, right? Easily. It's no way Konoha, unless she tap into something, and the Hashira is way stronger than what I'm thinking. It's no way, because if Tanjiro and Ginyu had to fight Akaza together, and look, we're about to go into that battle. If they had to fight him together, how is Konoha gonna beat Doma by herself? She's gonna have to have help. Anyways, that battle was clean. Now let's talk about the second battle. This might have been, it wasn't my favorite battle of the movie, just because the next one we're going to talk about, but it was a close second. Zenitsu fighting his brother, Kaigaku. I'm gonna say some names wrong. Hey, look, I'm gonna say some names wrong, that's just me. But Zenitsu fighting Kaigaku, that it was so emotional, right? Like, it wasn't just that the battle was clean, it was just emotional too. Like, it's like when Obito fought Kakashi, right? I'm not saying it was that, like, come on, don't kill me. I'm not saying it was that, but I'm just saying it had that emotional depth behind it. Because if y'all remember, in the Hashira training arc, at the end, Zenitsu gets a letter. Something that he read in that letter forced him to lock in. And we finally know the reason he locked in. And it was because Kaigaku, who was the successor of the lightning breathing technique, like the co-successor, because Zenitsu was the other one, became a demon because he wanted more respect. Basically, it wasn't even about the power. He just wanted more respect. And Muzan, or not even Muzan, the upper one demon was like, "Hey, bro, drink this blood. You're gonna turn into a demon. You're gonna be like us. We're gonna give you your respect, big dog." And he was like, "Oh, okay, whatever. I'll do it." Weak. Zenitsu didn't like that because his grandpa committed seppuku. I hope I'm saying that right. Without a second. And that means basically he stabbed himself in the stomach and had no one to put him out of his misery. Just an agonizing death, right? So my boy Zenitsu locked in. And he was actually going around the castle looking for Kaigaku. He said, "Bro, I know you in here. Come out right now. Come out right now." That's why I just thought of something. That's why he did not care when he was falling into like the Demon Domain expansion. That's why he didn't care. Because he was like, standing on business. And that man, they should call this movie Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, subtitle Standing on Business, because every character in this movie stood on business. Zenitsu Kaigaku fighting, it was clean because we get to see basically the two successors of the lightning breathing technique going at each other. And my boy Zenitsu is hanging. He's hanging with Kaigaku. And he was like, "Bro, I defended you when everybody was just saying you're too selfish to even understand the technique. I'm out here defending and you out here down in my name." Boy, Zenitsu wasn't playing. He unleashed a seventh form of the lightning breathing technique because my boy Kaigaku, and not my boy, not my boy, Kaigaku, he got too cocky. He thought that, first of all, he was just so arrogant that he's like, "Bro, Zenitsu has no business hanging with me. No business hanging with me." And he was just arrogant. He really tried to little boy him. He tried to little bro him. And Zenitsu wasn't having that no more. And when he thought Zenitsu was about to die, Zenitsu unleashed the seventh form of the lightning breathing technique, which unleashed a lightning dragon. Took that boy out. And this is how you know Kaigaku's a hater. This is how you know he's a hater. When he was about to die, after he got his head sliced, he was falling down. And you know, usually the demon, they're repenting. They're like, man, I really messed up. Like, how did I get to this point? And they have a flashback, right? Kaigaku's such a hater. When he was falling, he saw Zenitsu's falling too, and he said, "At least we're both about to die." What kind of hater stuff is that? He's probably my least favorite character of Demon Slayer throughout the whole show, and I barely even know this fool. But Zenitsu doesn't die. He gets saved. All is well, right? Now let's talk about my actual favorite battle. And it's so funny because it goes into order. You got the Shinobu battle out the way. She had no business being in that battle anyway. Then you got Zenitsu Kaigaku, second favorite, right? Now you have Tanjiro and Giyu versus Akaza. They spent the block on that boy. They spent the block on him. This battle is the best battle in Demon Slayer. Now I know what y'all are saying, because if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know when it was season 2, when we were in the Entertainment District arc, every single week we did a review of the episode. After the episode was over, I recorded. In episode 10 of season 2 of Demon Slayer is my favorite episode ever. And it's still my favorite episode ever. We got Tengen and Tanjiro versus the Upper Six. The cleanest battle ever. Until we got Tanjiro, Giyu versus Akaza. Because we now know Rengoku had no chance against Akaza. That's just the truth. Because Akaza released a form, and this boy was boxing like we've never seen in Demon Slayer. And to elevate to that level, my boy Tanjiro and Giyu unleashed a level we've never seen before in Demon Slayer. I'm just telling you the truth. Giyu is now one of the top Hashira. The way he was boxing with Akaza, like basically, I'm not going out like this. I'm not, like, he has so much pride in that moment. I'm not letting you take me out like this. He elevated his whole status, man. He elevated his whole fighting game to match Akaza, and he did it perfectly. Dodging, pow, 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 pow. And Tanjiro being the tactician Tanjiro was studying Akaza. What is this form? What is he talking about? Why can't we sneak up on him? Why is his agility and his ultra instinct so strong? Why does he have ultra instinct? And he thought about his dad. And I'm happy we got that moment when we get to see Tanjiro's dad. I'm so happy we got that moment because Tanjiro's dad is such a mystery to me. I want to know more about him. Like, his character seems so tight, and we got a little sneak peek. So first, Tanjiro's dad, just a hardworking man trying to save his family and protect his family and provide for his family. I respect it. And we get a scene when a grizzly bear is attacking a nearby village. Tanjiro's dad put bells around. He said, "You ain't coming in my household." And when he heard them bells, I'm assuming he heard those bells, he woke up Tanjiro. He said, "Come on with me. Come with me, Tanjiro. We about to go do something. I need you to see something." A bear was on the other side of those bells, and Tanjiro's dad said, "Look, I ain't got no beef, big dog, but if you step across this line, that's going to be a wrap for you, sir." And the bear didn't listen, and Tanjiro's dad did that, at least, chopped the bear's head off like he was a demon. And Tanjiro said, "I didn't sense any ill will with what my dad did. I didn't even know it was coming. He just did it because he stood on business." And that's what I told you. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, subtitle, standing on business, because everybody's doing that. He had to protect his family. And Tanjiro saw that, and he said, "That's what I need to do." So Tanjiro unleashes Ultra Instinct. And in Demon Slayer, they're calling it looking into the transparent world. He did that. And Akaza's chop, hitting all like the fireballs, the blast, the energy blast at Giyu and at Tanjiro. It's hitting Giyu, but Tanjiro's dodging that bad boy, just swaying back and forth from it. And then Tanjiro gets close to the Akaza, and he says, "I'm going to slice your head off." Why would you do that, Tanjiro? The whole theater goes crazy. What are you doing? Everybody's screaming in theater. What are you doing? Why would you say that? Just slice his head off. And Akaza looks back and he unleashes the energy blast. And Tanjiro's still dodging that bad boy. And Akaza's getting scared and he's like, "Where have I seen this before? Who do you remind me of?" And Tanjiro slices Akaza's head off. And the theater goes wild. They're cheering, but I know it can't be that easy. It can't be that easy. Akaza heads fade away. And I said, well, maybe, dang, was it that easy to beat Akaza? Like, I feel like we should have been getting more. And everybody's celebrating. Tanjiro, he falls out like he does after every battle. He passes out. He's knocked. Giyu, he's still on his guard. He's spent too, but he's still on his guard. And Akaza's body stands up. And Giyu's fighting with the body again. And Akaza's like, why isn't he fading away? What's going on? And Tanjiro, actually, he wasn't fully passed out yet. He sees what's happening. And he's like, oh, no. Like he's fading out of consciousness. He's going in and out of consciousness. And Akaza is like, I'm not going out like this. I am not going out like this. And he starts regenerating. First of all, he closes the gap. When he got his head cut off, he closes it. And he said, I'm not going out like this. And his head starts to regenerate. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And my boy Giyu is still boxing. And Akaza said, who do you remind me of? And we get a flashback. And we see Akaza's flashback. And this was the best flashback we've seen to date. Because Doma's flashback that we got earlier in the movie, his flashback just showed him to be a spoiled little kid whose parents was a little delusional and they worshipped him, right? Doma's like, man, these adults are weird. These adults are weird. Maybe the only way to put them out their misery is whatever, right? But Akaza, This man, I actually understood why he became a demon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I'm rooting for him. I'm not saying that I respect what he did, and I don't like what he did to my boy Rengoku. So it's always gonna be beef. It's always gonna be up with the Akaza. But I actually understood because, first of all, he was just a village thief, right? And he kept getting freaking flogged or whatever because his dad was going through an illness and he needed to get medicine for his dad. That's understandable. Then when his dad, self-sacrificed because he's like, I don't want to put my son through this. Akaza was on his own and the samurai tried to kill him. And Akaza had to do what he had to do. Got rid of all of them. He meets a karate master who takes him in, introduces him to his daughter. Akaza ends up falling in love with his daughter. He has a whole life ahead of him. And these cowards poison the person who took him in and his soon-to-be wife. Boy, I was hot up in that theater. I said, are y'all kidding me? And Akaza stood on business and got rid of that whole dojo who did that to him. The whole dojo. And Muzan said, what the heck? I thought it was actual demon out here. And would you like to be one? And turned him into one, right? That's Akaza's backstory, as y'all know, because y'all watched it, right? And it was understandable. And Akaza remembered this, but he was still boxing. His head's coming back. Tanjiro, he gets up now. Giyu gets up now. And they said, we gotta stop him. And Akaza unleashes his ultimate demon blood art. His ultimate. He releases it on himself. He self-sacrificed. Tanjiro and Giyu are shocked. They said, why would you do this? And it's because Tanjiro was having visions and he was seeing his loved ones, and his loved ones said, Akaza, calm down. Put it behind you, bruh. It's it. That's it. You lost fair and square. And Akaza, even though I don't like him because what he did to my boy Rengoku. And I'm happy Tanjiro and Giyu spin the block and got back for Rengoku. I'm happy that happened. But Akaza ended up being a stand-up man. And that's all you got to do. You got to respect it. You got to respect it. Akaza, he stood up and he said, Tanjiro beat me fair and square with that move when he chopped his head off. Upside down, Tanjiro sliced his head off. He beat me fair and square. I'm cheating right now and I ain't going out like this either. So it's over and it's a wrap. Giyu and Tanjiro won the battle. What a great movie, man. What a great movie. One of my favorite movies ever. I don't know if that's true, but I loved it. I love it. I saw on Rotten Tomatoes, it's getting like high 90s. I think the audience score last time I checked was 99. The critic score was 97. Well deserved. I'm going to see this movie again. I can't wait 2 years for the next one. I can't, because it's not going to actually be over until 2029. I can't wait. And I bet you that last movie is going to be 5 hours long, because this movie was 2 hours and 30 minutes long. It was long. Like, it was long. Like, you felt how long it was, because the Shinobu battle, that felt like it was an hour. The Zenitsu battle, that actually felt much shorter. It felt like 30 minutes. But that Tanjiro and Akaza and Giyu battle, that felt like it was 5 hours long, because you got the battle, then the backstory, and the backstory was an hour. Then you got the end of the battle. I'm telling you, bro, it felt long, but I was okay with it because we literally just got a whole season in one night. Amazing movie. I can't wait to watch the next two. I literally can't wait to watch them. I'm giving this movie a 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It was that cold. So I only talked about the boxing. I say all that to say I only talked about the boxing. The boxing was amazing. The emotional depth that you get from this movie was amazing. They had the comedy. Obviously, it's an anime. It's Demon Slayer. They give you comedy in between. And it wasn't coming from Zenitsu this time. It was coming from other characters. That was amazing. You get to see the master or the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps. You get to see the leader of the Demon Slayers. You get to see the leader of the Demon Slayer, Corpse. Kids are now they're running everything. And the son, hey, he's standing on business. Like, he's telling people, do not cry. We don't have time to cry. We have to finish our dad's work. Amazing. And the fact that you get to see Tanjiro's dad, who they all look like Yoriichi. I'm telling you, they have to be connected in some way. Oh, I think I know why. Something just crossed my mind. I'm not gonna say it. But that theory I had earlier, I think it wasn't Yoriichi they were connected to. I think it wasn't Yoriichi. Because Yoriichi is actually connected to the Miss Hashira. Who is Tanjiro connected to? I'm just saying. It's starting to make sense. I just thought of it right now. I don't know. So this isn't a spoiler because I don't know. This is just a theory I got. I think, I'm not going to tell you what I think, but if I say that I think Yoriichi had a twin and he's the upper one demon, right? And I'm saying that Miss Hashira is connected to Yoriichi, but I'm saying Tanjiro is connected in this somehow. Who is he related to? I'm just saying. We'll see. If you like that video, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification button, hit that like button. I messed up the order. Y'all know what I'm saying. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification button so you always know when I'm posting. And I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace. Peace. There we go.